have to say that Google Calendar is probably one of my favorite Google tools that I used with my classroom. Um, it was one of the things that just saved me time, especially with absent students. And it also helped parents and students alike know what was coming up in my class. So I wanted to share with you just some simple tips and tricks with Google Calendar. I used Google Calendar. I linked Google Calendars to my class website. But when you have Google Classroom, each classroom has their own Google Calendar. And you can easily set up events in Google Calendars. And what I did was I set up what we did each day in my Google Calendar. So you're taking a look right here at the Google Calendar that I use with my French 1 class. And you can see each day I would create an event and call it the agenda. And if you clicked on the agenda, I would write up what we did in class each and every day. This took me a couple seconds to do. In fact, I often would update these agendas from my cell phone because you can have your Google Calendars on your phone. So I would just click on the Google Calendar with my phone, type up the information, and boom, it was ready to go. But one of the things I also love about Google Calendar is when you create an event in Google Calendar, you can also add an attachment. So if we were working on something in class or there was a handout that I gave out in class, I could also add that attachment and pull it from my Google Drive or upload a file that I had on my computer. And that way my students could also access that at home. And it was a fantastic time saver. I would also suggest with Google Classroom, let me go into our classroom here. But I would suggest with your Google Classroom calendar, and you can access that in your About section. I would suggest that you do keep it updated often. Now you will always have it will always have the assignments when those are due, but just having that daily agenda on there is nice as well. Remember, when you're creating an event on a Google Calendar, you just click on the date. You can put in your name, the name of that event, and then you edit the event. But one thing I always want to caution people is when you're creating that event on a calendar, if you have a lot of different calendars like I do, you can see I have a ridiculous number of calendars here. Make sure that you are putting that event on the correct calendar. So if you have a calendar listed here for your class, you want to make sure that that's the calendar that you choose in order to put that event. Otherwise, it defaults to your personal calendar, and then students won't see that. So just a quick little video just to explain to you how you can use Google Calendar with your students.